Hey everybody, hope you're well. It's James here over at the Part-Time Entrepreneur, and we're going to go through my weekly update. I'm going to try and do these on a more regular basis. However, we have seen the market in the last 2-3 weeks absolutely rocket. I think the last time I did a video like this, we were looking at something like $300 billion in terms of market cap. It's gone absolutely nuts. Now, what we're seeing is also seeing a bit of a drop in Bitcoin dominance. So obviously people need to come in through the back door or such through Bitcoin into the marketplace. But we're seeing so many people invest in the altcoins. So, we always see this. We see a rally of Bitcoin, rally of the altcoins. And it's just like big brother, little brother battle keep going on all the time, which keeps the market really exciting at the same time. But I'm over the moon in terms of the amount of people that are really starting to get into cryptocurrency. And the thing with social media, this gets everywhere and it's getting a lot quicker. And a lot of people are talking about a bubble. Now, personally, I don't think there is a bubble. And the whole reason for it is that we haven't even seen the big boys join the party yet. So the pension funds aren't even here yet. And that's when they bring trillions of dollars to the marketplace. We are seeing some of the traders come in. We are seeing the CME come in terms of futures and stuff like that. So we are seeing some big investors come to the marketplace. And us little people, if you want to call us that, we were in early. And we're going to see the biggest transformation of wealth that we have ever seen, which is pretty cool. If nobody knows my story, very, very quickly, I started in January 2017, where I actually invested. That I was involved for a lot longer before that. I was doing a lot of research. Again, I was a little bit skeptical, couldn't figure out how it worked. There wasn't much information anywhere. And I had at work, we were doing some horses, and I put a bet on 50p each way. It was £1 million if it came in. I thought, you never know. You never know. Could make £1 million from this. So put the bet on. It comes in. But it all second places. So I have no clue of what the payout is. And my mate works it out. And it's like £490. So I thought, do you know what? I was about to go to Tony Robbins' conference. I just spent about £2,000 on going to that. I thought, I can't walk out and not invest in cryptocurrency. There's something about it that I've done the research. It all makes sense. I was trapped in some oil trades and bits and pieces. And I said, this is it. Invested in Ethereum, and pretty much, £146,000 later, it's gone nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I want to just inspire people that, you might only have 500 quid. And to some people, that's, it's a huge amount of money. You can do it. Follow the courses. Follow me on YouTube and stuff. Get some of my tips. Go to my groups. Get my tips. My group's going nuts at the moment in terms of the amount of money they're making and stuff like that. So I want to help people, and I want to. We're not a pump and dump group by any means. I go for long-term, solid coins, and we run the group that way. It's none of this. Other I know there's others that pump and dump, and they're after YouTube video clicks or whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I'm just here to educate and help people. So what we have seen, obviously the futures market launched. We didn't really see a move in the price. Now I told my group to hold, and they held, and I think we did the right thing. There was no need to trade back out. I mean, to be honest, 1.71%. I mean, you can go make a cup of tea and Bitcoin can do that. You know what I mean? Up and down either way. We hit the all-time highs, so I'm not really that bothered. I know that obviously Bitcoin Cash has gone back up again. Now, I don't know if any of you mine at all, but on Bitmain, they have a button now where you can flip between mining Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash with just a flip of a button. It's that simple. So when we see all the miners shift across, I thought they had to put in loads of code and like mess about with stuff. It literally press a button, boom, job done. So they can switch across depending on profitability. That's obviously going to sway pricing and all sorts of things. But I do mine Litecoin, I do mine Dash. And they've been doing well. My Litecoin's done incredibly well. So very, very happy with that. So the price on that, it was one of my big ones way back in the early days, where I thought Litecoin, for me, I think it's better than Bitcoin. It's faster, it's quicker. I must have spent about 30 grand transferring monies across, buying machines and all sorts of things with Litecoin. So It's been very usable, and I find it very user friendly as well. So that's pretty cool. Also seen Ripple. Ripple went absolutely nuts. Now, biggest tip to people is that I see people jump into a trade, and then 5 minutes later it goes down a little bit, and they're like, oh, should I jump out? What should I do? What should I do? And start panicking. Like, sometimes you just have to have patience. Now, I called Ripple in April at 2p. I've just sat in it and done nothing, and I've made loads of money on that. You know, you don't have to trade every single day. You don't have to try and, you know, what is the next big thing and try and catch the wave, because I promise you now, at some point you're going to fall off your board and drown, because that's just how it works. Sometimes you're just best standing on the shore side, skimming some stones is probably the best analogy I could give you, where you're at the safety of the waves, but you can still get involved and have a play. So, you know, there's loads going on. And then Cardano, I mean, I was doing some research with one of the guys I was personally coaching, and that was one that we come across, you know, and I think obviously people think it's the next new Ethereum, all the rest of it. And again, people have gone absolutely nuts because they don't want to miss out on, you know, the big jump that we had with Ethereum. I mean, I had a 8 to 10 cents call on that, but it absolutely blew it out the water. And sometimes you just can't predict what's going to happen. And also the other one, Verge. So if you watched my August 2018, I got so much stick about Verge that I hadn't put OMG in, I hadn't put Neo in, hadn't put all these different coins in. You know, there's a reason why I do so much research and bits and pieces, because, you know, look, hunt for value. That's my key thing, and it's the biggest thing I'll say to anybody else is, you know, hunt for those coins that have massive potential but nobody's looking at it. That's where you're going to get your maximum value. Now, on some of these coins like Cardano, I'm up 1800% and stuff. You know, I can't go and do that on the oil markets and things like that, but it only happened because I was hunting for value. And that's what I encourage you to do now. Go look through, you know, the next 300 coins, and you might have to spend weeks and weeks researching them, looking at teams, all these types of things, going on YouTube, looking at, you know, some great people out there. Check out Lark, he does some great reviews, and understanding what's out there, what's low value, what is nobody looking at, because I promise you now, somebody will pump it at some point, and then you're going to be in the money. So really, really good on the markets. A couple of poor facts of the day type thing, Alan Partridge style. So Satoshi Nakamoto, wherever you are, you're in the top 50 richest people in the world. So, you know, the beers are on him. And also, Bitcoin is bigger than Procter & Gamble. So obviously I work within that industry, and that's huge. That's huge to say that something is that big. The only thing is I want to say is just a happy Christmas to everybody. I'm not sure I'll get a chance before next week and stuff. I might try and do some more videos, but just wanted to say this in advance because it's been an absolutely stellar year. My group has made loads of money. I've made loads of money, and I feel incredibly grateful for the opportunity that, you know, that cryptocurrency has provided, that I found it, it found me, and I've been able to help other people and generate value and get people started on their journeys, really. And the other thing is, you know, I went to the Porsche garage the other day. I had a good look around, did the finances on the Porsche, and I mean, you know, I could buy 3 or 4 now if I wanted, but I didn't. I will at some point, but I think there's more important things that I need to spend my profits on, and one of them is just helping the homeless. There's a lot of people this year that are gonna go hungry, maybe, you know, get cold and die on the streets. I mean, where I live, somebody died a couple of weeks ago. I mean, this is a regular thing that I do anyway, but I've sort of stepped it up for Christmas time, so I'm going to go 3 or 4 times in the next week and just donate. So, you know, I go around the world, I follow some of the biggest billionaires, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, all these guys, and the one thing that separates them from everybody else is their gratitude and how much they want to help other people. So just take a minute, indulge in the fact that you've made lots of money from cryptocurrency, and then just take a minute to say, do you know what, if I took 10 or 20 pounds and I went down Asda and I just bought some food for my local shelter, you know, how many people could I feed, and you know, and how could I change someone's life? So not going to preach too much on that. I just want to put it out there that we've made a lot of money, and we can go and spank it on Porsches and champagne and whatever you want to spend it on. But, you know, bring us back down to earth, put our feet back on the ground. You know, there's a lot of people out there that aren't in the position that we are, and we have the opportunity to go help them. So why is KobanHood going to be so massive? Now, the reason's this. The first one is zero trading fees. This is going to be the new standard in platforms, and, you know, nobody else is really going to be able to compete with them, because basically you've got things like Qcoin and all these types of things. They're just going to disappear very, very quickly, because the thing is, yeah, they pay out, but you have to pay the fees anyway to trade. So just cut all that bullshit out and just go straight to zero fees. The other thing is you've got a whole bunch of new people trading, and they're trading with small amounts, and they're just getting hammered on fees, and they don't even know it. So, you know, that's going to be a huge attraction for a lot of people, especially new people coming in. They'll look at it and go, paying fees, no fees. I'll have no fees. It's very, very simple. It's basic psychology. It's you go in and there's a chocolate bar and it's the same, and one's 70p and one's 50p. You pick up the one that's 50p every single time. It's just how we operate. It's how we are. It's how everything else. So I can see this being huge. Also, the crypto is insured, so it gives people that confidence that if anything happens, then they can get their crypto back or money back or whatever, depending on what you had listed on the site. So it's going to give people that confidence. But not only that, the hedge funds require that to be able to trade on them. So at the moment, they can only trade in BitHub. You know, they don't trade on Bittrex and all the other ones because there's no insurance there. So now they have KobanHood, so that's another reason for them to come and use that platform. And not only that, they have the margin trading as well. So this is another way that they can make money, because people are obviously skeptical about how do they make money. Well, this is one of the big things that they do, and obviously allowing tenfold, they can obviously charge a bit more, but if you hold the KOB tokens, you then get a discount of 50%. But also it gives people that incentive to hold the tokens. So there's lots of reasons and ways that the KOB token will generate and create value. The other thing is they'll be underwriting ICOs. They've already just done the CyberMiles, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So again, we know that regulation's coming. We know it's the Wild West at the moment. The sheriff will come to town very, very soon. He's going to lock down a lot of stuff. These massive gains that we're seeing will start to get smaller over time. So next 18 months, I think we really need to make the most of it. But again, these guys are setting the standard out there, and that's really good to see. And the other thing is that, again, going forward, you'll be able to use your KOB tokens, like you would with Ethereum, to buy into their ICOs that are on the KobanHood platform. So that is huge, really. So that's pretty cool. So again, that gives huge value to the KOB token. And the other thing is the super fast matching engines. Like, if anyone's been trading on Binance at the moment, it's an absolute nightmare. It keeps crashing. It can't handle the traffic. It's really slow. I mean, when I first went on it, it was very, very good, but it's just getting tedious now. So again, KobanHood, I think, have the solution to the problem. 1.1 million transactions a second. I mean, these guys are going to kick ass. Now, at the moment, the price obviously went up. You know, sell on the news, all the rest of it. Now, this is an opportunity to potentially get in at a very good price. Now, again, this isn't financial advice or anything like that, but you just got to look at the markets. It's down nearly 42%. This is going to, you know, new heights. So I don't normally share my price predictions because I don't like to pump and dump and bits and pieces. But on KobanHood, I'll give you where my head is at with this. So my big thing is obviously it's 66 million at the moment. Now, it's only just launched. You can't even trade on it at the moment, but you will be very soon. But when the next couple of months, when all the big traders come along, start investing, we're going to see some real momentum. Now, I've got the price at 350 million, which is just, you know, some rough calculations which I worked out, and that would give it a rough price based on current circulation supply of about $1.36. So I think that for me, that's my first checkpoint. I also looked at, you know, what was Coinbase worth. When I first did my analysis, Coinbase was only worth sort of $1 billion, but it's now 1.6 billion. But I'm going to keep it flat at $1 billion, which takes the coin to $3.7. So, you know, there's when I look at my price predictions, I'm looking at different elements, you know, factoring competition, what they're going to do, all the rest of it, to be able to justify price to myself, really, because I need to have key out points. So there's points where I will jump out or take profits, because you have to, and then that allows me to go and reinvest in the next ICO and do all the other bits and pieces, and keep multiplying and also compounding my money. So that's just my thoughts, but I thought I would share them with you, because I just think that this, you know, there's not many coins I look at the moment, and I think, you know, this is a game changer. I was looking on, where was it, Cryptopia the other day, and I found one called Titty Token. I mean, there's just some absolute tosh out there at the moment, but stuff like this I think is good quality. They just need to get the site up and running and get going, and they'll be fine. So CyberMiles was the first KobanHood ICO. So you could have bought in at 4 cents. It's now 21 cents, and it's started to make some real nice moves in the market. Now, if you take your COB and you put it onto the COB site and you hold it there to, I think, about 7th of Jan or so, after that date, you will get your free CyberMiles. Now, I can tell you now, for 100,000 CyberMiles, it's roughly around 4,500 CyberMiles that you'll get in return, which is pretty decent. And if you imagine, the price is starting to really tick up now. People are starting to get what CyberMiles is. You know, it's an e-commerce on the blockchain. The best way I could describe it is it's an version of eBay in a sense, but based on blockchain. You know, it'll do 10,000 transactions per second, so it's pretty quick. And also, if you hold the coins, you can also stake them. So let's put this into, you know, the bigger picture. You buy some KobanHood, it's 25 cents, it's dead cheap. You then take your KobanHood and you put it in the KobanHood site. You then receive free CyberMiles. You keep your CyberMiles and you stake the coins and get 8%. This is a winner all day long. There's not many times that you're going to buy a coin, get those for free, and you're going to be able to stake them. So again, I just think that this is going to be pretty big. So you'd probably be thinking, what is this? Well, I'm bringing something to the cryptocurrency space. This is going to be new, it's going to be innovative, and it's going to add so much value, it's going to be unbelievable. Now, it doesn't launch till the 1st of January. We are pumping, and I mean pumping, money into this. We've got some great web developers in the background doing a whole bunch of stuff. We're getting a whole bunch of investment. We're rallying in Canada now for about 200k. So we're going to really pump this up big time. It's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest platform in cryptocurrency space in terms of education and helping people to get started. So my whole thing is always about helping people, getting people started the right way. You know, avoiding the pump and dump groups, because it's, you know, you come into cryptocurrency, you get all excited, the old heart's beating, you've just made some money, and then you jump and you jump, and then you get caught and you end up upside down. You know, I had a guy that I'm coaching in Dubai, and he ended up upside down, 3.5 grand in his first week. Thankfully, I've helped him in 2 weeks' time. I think he's up to about 30k now, so he's doing really well. But you know, that takes a lot of time, hard work, and we could avoid that from the very beginning. So working on this cool project is coming out soon. Now, like I said, we're pumping money into it. We are giving away a trip to Vegas. You can find out very soon how you can do that, and I'm going to do a whole video on what this is. So hopefully it's a little bit intriguing. Hopefully it's exciting. It's going to help so many people in the cryptocurrency space. It's going to be unbelievable. So really can't wait for this. So if you haven't already, check out my CoinVest ICO review. It's one of the ones I've been looking in for January. I mean, there's not a lot going on in January at the moment. I'm sure I'll find another 3 or 4. I always do. But it's going to take me some time to go through all the dross and also read all the white papers, do my research, due diligence, usual stuff that I normally have to do. So here's just some of my calls. I give guide prices for people, so you can see here Funfair, you know, my guide price to get in was 1 cent to 1.4 cents. It's now 6.5 cents. Central was 47 to 58. It's now 84 cents. Komodo was 185 to 232. It's now 538. Power Ledger was 14 cents to 38. I made a tidy amount on that. 68 cents now. BQX, I mean, I've been trading that all day long. I've made very, very good gains from that. Again, up to 2 cents. We'll drop back down again, I'm sure. And again, 10x. If anyone, I love 10x. I'm going to do a whole video on 10x. I've got my 10x card, and I'm going to go and spend some money at Costa. So Costa, I'm just speaking to them at the moment about being able to go and film and do a whole bunch of stuff with those guys. So some more really cool stuff coming real soon, but that's 388. So again, I've stage bought at lots of different levels at lots of different prices, and I've just keep on buying. Obviously the coin will be worth a whole bunch in a few years time, at least $40 I would say. And you know, obviously the residual income that you get off that as well will be incredibly nice as well. So what's on my coin watch? Well, the first one is Funfair. Now, I think there are short to medium gains on this, big time. I mean, you've already seen the price where I called it a cent. It's already up 6.5 cents. See this going maybe 12 cents, but this could explode massively. There's obviously billion-dollar investors in this, people that have money. They hang around Vegas. We could see some real strong price action, so maybe some other adoption. Now that's just me speculating, not facts, so let's get that straight. But yeah, I can see some great potential with Funfair. Now the other one is Syndicator. I was actually looking at Syndicator the other day at 2 cents, and then it rose to 3 cents. Thought this would be a good buy, and then lo and behold, today the Palm Beach Confidential has obviously been listening to my conversations, and they've called this as one of their big ones. I don't think they did at all, really. But yeah, shot to 6 cents. Again, hold back. Don't pay over 6 cents for this. Wait for it to pull back to maybe 3 or 4 cents, and then that would be a potentially good jumping point there. The other one is DNA. So I've been in and out of DNA actually. I got an early call on this one, got in, and then a YouTuber pumped this, and I jumped straight out when he gets on it, because he just turns them upside down, really. So out of it for now, but again, the price has been tanking a little bit. Good project, long term though, really is long term. Probably have to wait 3 to 6 months to see some real heavy price action on this. And again, low market cap as well. So again, keep an eye on this one. If it drops anywhere between sort of 28 cents, I would say that is a buy. The next one is Substratum. Again, really strong project. I've been in since the ICO. I just got it straight away. So obviously these guys are really trying to help the net neutrality issue that we have, which is one of the key things in America, but also this whole thing in China where people just can't go on Facebook and Google, which is nuts. Now, I have a long-term price of $15.50 on Substratum. A lot of people looking at me with strange eyes and strange looks and stuff, but this is my sort of thinking on it. I've looked at Google and Google market cap. I've then taken 1,000th of Google's market cap. If I apply that to Substratum and the coins in supply and everything else, I get to a price of $15.50. Now, the biggest thing is this. They have a market of something like 25% that Google can't enter, and these guys can go into it. That would be huge for these guys. Now, again, there would be an enabler for these guys, because obviously they're going to make the internet free for anyone to access. So I think a 1,000th of Google's market cap is not a million miles away, and I think is where I'm pricing it right now. Now that's long term, that's not short term. This is a long term hold, and also in the meantime you can stake your Substratum coins. That will all come out very soon. It's not available just yet, but when it does, you know, it's a sit and wait and just hold tight, because this will be a very good project. The next one is Ambrosius. And why do I think Ambrosius? Well, it comes down to this. The first one is that the INS online grocery, so that's going to be a global project. They've also started to get some really good traction, and they have partnered with Ambrosius. So this means these big suppliers are now, not are they influenced to do the grocery online shopping with these guys, but they're also influenced to adopt the Ambrosius technology, which is very good technology. A lot of people are wetting their knickers about Wabi and all the rest of it, but my money is going to be in Ambrosius, and also at 27 cents or whatever it is now. I mean, it is a bargain, slightly lower than the ICO price, I believe. The other thing is because it goes global, and the other one to sort of look out is Civic. Now, Civic's been on my my top 10 list for ages, along with if you look at my August overview of 2018, along with Verge, which was good. You know, those coins, once they go global, I mean, this is going to be nuts, absolutely nuts. When that adaption and adoption and everything else kicks in, these guys are gonna have. We're gonna see some crazy numbers again. We'll see the Cardanos happen again, which is pretty crazy as it is. So this is my new course, monetizing your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I have 10 different income streams from cryptocurrency. The one is obviously trading, which is very profitable at the moment, indeed. But there's down days and there's days when the market is down. And I found 9 other ways in which I can create income streams from Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, which obviously hedges the downside on those days. But also long term, it creates even more compounding to your portfolio. I'm sharing everything with you. Everything's on the table in this course. Everything that I'm doing in step-by-step guides. And if you do want to take the course, the link's down below, and I appreciate anyone who takes the course and obviously to help support me too. Follow me on Twitter, it's at @JamesBull_UK, or you can join my Facebook group, which is PT Cryptocurrency Community. Again, I put the calls in there, help people get started, all that type of stuff. So come along, come and join the community and be part of the team.